Thank you. I'm speaking today as a parent on behalf of my husband and me, and I'm also representing a group of over 80 parents in Jessup, Georgia called Taking Back Our Schools. We are reminding Governor Deal that he was not elected to be an education czar. By him acting as such, he is jeopardizing the educational quality and college readiness of over 1.7 million Georgia students. You think about that number. Those of us that can't, do the regular math. It seems fitting from now on to call him EdCzar Deal. That's how I'm going to refer to him in the rest of my speech. We believe he is no more competent in handling educational policies than his handling of the snowstorm last week. He and all his appointees continue to support Common Core despite a lack of research-based evidence that it will even improve student performance. And thereby, they cannot be trusted to run our schools. Until valid independent studies are conducted to correlate the standards with student success, then their claims of improved outcomes are merely fantasy. Their embracing of this newest, centralized, outcome-based, high-stakes standardized testing regime. I call it a regime because it's oppressive to teachers and students. Despite the serious warnings from early childhood professionals, math and English experts, and parents like us, it's just more proof that they're either willfully ignorant or willfully arrogant or both. That's why we're urging the legislators in both the House and the Senate Education Committee to support Senator Ligon's bill 203 and 167. It starts the process of returning local control back to our schools. And I have some questions for you. If Common Core standards are so great, why weren't they ever piloted? Why weren't the authors eager to demonstrate specifically what educational gains might be achieved? Did they fear their claims might prove to be false? You can't even buy a light bulb in this country without it being certified to not be a fire hazard or be inspected. Yet our children are being treated they're being denied that same standard of precaution. Don't forget the healthcare exchange website wasn't tested before it was launched either. How'd that work out? Theoretical claims such as rigorous and robust are as likely to be true as if you like your healthcare plan, you can keep it. What if rigorous results in apathy for learning or loss of self-esteem in students? Did you know that Common Core mandates an experimental geometry for 10th graders, which according to accomplished professional mathematicians like Zeb Berman, hasn't been used successfully anywhere in the world? That's internationally competitive, isn't it? Keep in mind, parents are not allowed to opt their students out of this newfangled math because it's a graduation requirement. It seems just disingenuous that the Common Core developers and promoters willfully snuck it in to our classrooms like a stealth plane under the radar. Why bypass us and our local school boards and implement it without our legislators' consent? Is this the type of actions one would expect from honest people with honest motives? Finland's Prime Minister refers to educational reforms like Common Core and No Child Left Behind as a GERM, and it stands for Global Education Reform Movement, which he says are infecting schools across the globe. He contends that Finland's marked student success is a direct result of their educational system that has intentionally resisted GERM, and it does so by assuring local schools and teachers the authority to choose curriculum, to write their own tests, and they do not test their students on standards annually, nor do they link student test scores to teacher assessments. They trust their teachers. They don't think it's the teachers that need to be accountable. On a personal level, I wish that Christians would stand up against Common Core and defend children not being treated as lab rats like they defended Duck Dynasty's Phil Robertson. For me, watching my children be subjected to educational experimentation, or I call it experimental education, is like watching frogs in a pot over a Bunsen burner, the pot being the classroom, the frogs being our children, and leaders like EdCzar turning up the heat. The water temperature is rising, and the burner represents the education reforms like Common Core, because they've never been proven to benefit learning, really. I just want to shout to everyone and say, don't wait to take action. Unplug the burner now. Don't wait to see dead frogs before you start standing up against this. Don't be like people who ignored Noah before the flood. Common Core will cause our schools to fail. It's already failing our children. And even if you can't see the heat, the solution, unplug. Our Georgia General Assembly can do that by passing a law to stop Common Core and to stop our executive branch from applying for future federal grants. But currently there are not enough 10th Amendmenters, is what I call them, to support Lincoln's bill all the way through as of yet, hopefully today. And that will start the process. And just so y'all know, the Supreme Court, through precedents, has always upheld 10th Amendment right to run their schools. And the feds are only getting away with it because they took a bribe. Our governor was like Judas betraying Jesus, took money. But the ironic thing is Georgia only received $400,000 million to adopt Common Core and this testing regime. And you consider the math. It's an annual budget of $13 billion in Georgia. So 400 million divided by 13 billion, 1%. Thank you, and before I finish, I do want to say on my husband's behalf, he says, if you want your child to be common and be a commoner, do nothing. If you want better, then oppose Common Core and help us take back our schools. Thank you.